Hi, Leah. I'll be really upfront. I think you're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call, so I don't know if you want to hang up on me or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
Gosh, I'm hearing this line up quite a lot recently. Someone's stolen your pitch.
Someone else has hit you with that, have they?
Yeah, loads of people actually. Yeah. So
Unbelievable.
obviously, it depends what you're selling, really.
Well, I'll sum it up in 30 seconds. Hopefully I won't be like the others, but if I am, I won't bother you again. Does that sound fair?
Go on then.
Perfect, thank you. So typically we get invited in by ambitious CEOs who, if they're honest, they're a bit frustrated when it comes to the new business side of things. So often there's a feeling of either they're not getting in front of enough people, so there's not enough meetings in the diary, or the people that they're getting in front of aren't the right types of people. And as a result, they're perhaps not seeing the growth they were hoping to see on the new business side. But you might tell me you don't struggle with that and everything's perfect. You couldn't take on another new client.
Do you know what? At the risk of sounding really arrogant, yes, that is not my problem.
Okay.
At all. However, I do need to know though, how did you find my details?
That makes sense. Do you mind if I ask you one last question before I let you go?
Yeah?
I don't suppose you know anyone who's perhaps less fortunate than you who I might be able to help?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, is that...
It is, yeah, speaking.
Hello, I'll be really honest, you're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. So I don't know if you want to hang up on me or let me have 30 seconds, it's up to you.
I don't know I'm walking up the steps to my office, so you have 30 seconds, I guess.
Okay, perfect. I'll be really quick, and if you're not interested, I won't bother you again.
Cool.
So typically we're invited in by ambitious business owners who often are a bit frustrated when it comes to the new business side of things. So there's a feeling that perhaps they're not getting in front of enough people.
Yeah.
Or
Lead gen.
yeah, or maybe it's more about the right types of people. So either enough people or the right types, and not enough meetings in the diary. As a result, new business growth perhaps not where it could be. But you might tell me you don't struggle with that and couldn't take on another new client.
Yeah. We couldn't take on another new client right now because of capacity, but it's always nice to have a pipeline.
Okay. So when do you foresee that you'd be open to sitting meetings again that, could add to that pipeline? Or is it you could do that now but you just couldn't physically work with them?
We could do that now, we just have to hire, yeah.
Okay. And is it enough people, the right types of people? Could you maybe set the scene for me a bit?
We're pretty good with outreach. Our BD team are pretty on it, but I think we're learning to get qualified things through. We need companies with a bit more budget. So yeah, we're moving out of the really early days in what we do and moving into more costly space, but not the big costly space, the sort of SME space. I'd say the bit that we're most interested in terms of pipeline is there's a thing happening with the recession where these massive agencies are losing projects because they can't afford to work on them because the budget's been cut.
Mm-hmm.
But they still exist. So we're trying to figure out a way to go after those budgets, go after those direct brand relationships, and build a pipeline there, because we can handle the project at that budget because we are a lot leaner. That's kind of our 2023 strategy in terms of sales is to pick up those kind of pieces of work during this recession period. It's quite a sweet spot for us to be in.
That's a smart plan. Is there a particular sector that feels that more? Have you isolated that?
Well, I think you've got fast moving consumer goods is a big area for us. And then that's not necessarily sector based. We are completely sector industry agnostic. We work across all kinds of companies, B2B, B2C, consumer goods, agencies. It's completely open. We're a creative production studio, so we just make things for people basically to help them sell more things basically.
Okay.
So yeah.
And is there in terms of the people you need to get in front of it, is it CEO, business owner? Is it a chief marketing officer? Who's typically the sweet spot in terms of job role for you, or does it vary?
Yeah, CMOs are good, but they seem most of the time they've got their sort of suppliers laid out, so that's why it's harder to qualify through the top end. And then when you've got like more like even lower, like marketing directors or marketing managers that seem to like to pitch us up internally, if that makes sense. So they'll take like one of our pitch decks, or we'll meet, and then they'll pitch up to their boss, and that usually works a bit smoother for us. But yeah, owners, because we work with like lots of startups, owners are always a good one too.
Perfect. Okay. I've taken quite a lot of time off you, but do you mind if I just ask you one last question?
Okay.
So if I'm one of those companies and one of those job roles, is it the issue you mentioned before of I've got this budget that I'm trying to make go further, or are there other problems that I'm dealing with as well?
Yeah, I think like quality for the reduced budget, basically, seems to be a thing. Like, there's also a lot of companies out there that will do the work for cheaper, but their sort of standards are a lot lower, so it's more few and far between. You've got a company that have really high creative standards that can work with smaller budgets. So I think that's one of our sort of differentiators. We're quite a young business, so it works in our favour. I think, what else are they? I think they just still want to engage with younger audiences and stay sort of in the happening on the pulse. But you know, they, like I said about the budget things, you've got to pay for that strategy. You've got to pay for that as a premium, and as the budget's being cut, they're losing that. So yeah, that's kind of quality and budget kind of thing. Okay, that makes sense. So I don't know enough about you yet to know if I definitely could help. I don't like to promise the world, but if I could get you in front of those types of people as part of that strategy that you're exploring, would there be any reason not to sit down and explore that further? Yeah, no, it sounds fine. I can't make, like, you can't make any promises, I can't make any promises. If it sounds like a good return on investment, then it's worth exploring. But if you feel that, you know, after chatting and understanding what we do, that you could help us make a difference or grow, then it's always positive.
Okay, perfect. Okay, have you got your diary there? I appreciate I got you going up the stairs. So,
what company are you from?
I run a business called We Have a Meeting.
Okay. How did you get my number as well? Was it directory?
I use a database called Cognism. So if you might start getting lots of these. I think they might have got your number through crafty black magic.
Cognism. I know someone that works at Cognism. Fair enough. Okay. Well, yeah. I could do a call tomorrow, Thursday, anytime. Just not. I don't have longer than 20 minutes because I'm on a off-site kind of thing.
That's fine. 10 o'clock.
I've got one thing at 10. Maybe do 11:30 for 20.
Yeah, 11:30 for 20 looks good. Have you got a best email I can fire something over to? Perfect. And can I ask you one last weird question before we wrap up? Mm-hmm. Is there any reason, other than an act of God, that you won't turn up and I'll be cried into my coffee at 11:30?
No. There should be no excuse.
Okay. Perfect. Right. Well, look, I appreciate you taking the time. We will. We'll speak then, and we'll see if we can help each other.
All right.
Perfect. All the best. Take care.